And we are back. Welcome to the G Universe. This is if I'm not mistaken, this is what, number 34?
Yeah, this is number 34. We've been running through these lately, though.
Yeah, and we're gonna continue to do them too, as many as we can. Um, Unfortunately today, the big homie Graydon wasn't able to join us. He's flying down to Atlanta to do live performance, so we wish him good luck. Not that he's gonna need it, because
Yeah,
he's gonna kill it.
all day.
He's going to kill it, you know. But he's here in spirit, as you can see with the shirt, got the Great Square shirt on. So everything will be everything. Today's show is going to be kind of lighthearted, but it is a couple of things uh, we wanted to actually go over that we think is kind of important, and it's been making its rounds. One, this whole new YouTube controversy. Um, Definitely wanted to go into that and how it may or may not affect independent artists and things like that. And I also want to talk about Adequate's channel because I like a lot of the stuff I'm seeing him do on there now.
I think I'm a pretty funny guy, man.
Dude, I mean, I swear you keep me in tears every time you put up another one of them damn videos.
Yeah, man, I call
Especially with the characters, the different characters you do.
Yeah, man, that's just fun because I'll be up till like 3 in the morning doing that shit, just enjoying every second of it. So,
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So how you been doing lately?
I've been good. Just got some new editing gear for my videos. Got a green screen and all that. So I want to
Oh,
try to up the ante a little bit. But other than that, it's been very productive. What about you?
man, pretty much the same. I've been like uber busy. You
Yeah,
know,
I've seen you on your side. You've been super productive,
man,
man.
I can't really stop, man. It's like there's so much stuff going on. We still got the show coming up, July 26th, and want to thank all the fans that supported us and continue to support it. I cannot wait to see you guys. But there's
Definitely.
still, a bunch of details that we got to take care of, make sure that it goes straight. And want to give a shout out to my wife for all the work she's been doing and getting all of this stuff together and communicating back and forth with the people that donated and the fans that are coming out. Um, it's
Definitely
definitely a
shout
lot
out.
of work. It's a lot of work, man. But you know what? It's worth it though. It's
Yeah.
definitely worth it. You know,
I'm just happy we did the campaign and we reached beyond our goal. So that
right.
was like very exciting because it was like down to the wire, like an hour left. We
Right.
needed like I think like $25 left or some shit, or $75 left or
I
something
think it
like
was.
that.
I think it was a little more. I might have been over 100. Or
Yeah.
we had a donator come in the clutch and
hmm
handle his business, and I really appreciate that.
I
Um,
definitely didn't see that coming, but I'm just happy that it did. Even though I'm not going to the show, I'm just happy it's still going to happen.
yeah, I
And
mean, exactly. I mean, it's a whole thing of we don't get to do it often,
right.
and when we do get a chance to do it, it's a big deal for everybody, even the people that aren't going to be able to come. It's still a big deal, So that
Exactly.
aside, let's get into this whole YouTube thing. Now, this story has been making its rounds, and I'm gonna read a little bit of the article that it's been on several different sources too. Forbes, I think
Yeah.
Billboard also did an article on it, and this one I'm reading is from the Source. For those of you that are familiar with hip hop media, the Source magazine has been around shit forever.
Yeah, and
you
they've
know,
been and they've had a shady history for a minute
oh
when
yeah,
Benzino was on there, but I think they
oh
tightened
yeah.
up now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know who really runs it now. But I know back at that time, yeah, it was kind of shady. So
Yeah,
basically, the article says YouTube will be deleting independent artists from its site in quotations a matter of days. Now, according to the article, it says they cite from the Forbes article. It says some of your favorite videos may disappear forever from YouTube. The site, which is owned by Google, in case you guys didn't know, has already
yeah,
signed licensing deals with most of the music industry's major distributors. However, the independent labels are refusing the allegedly unfair deals that Google has set up for them. With YouTube building up a paid subscription service, the indies are being faced with two options: sign the licensing deal or face being left off the service and have your content removed from the site. And this is a quote from the vice president, global head of business at YouTube. He says, Robert, I cannot pronounce his last name, I think it's Kinkle. He says, while we wish that we had 100% success rate, we understand that it's not likely an achievable goal, and therefore it is our responsibility to our users and the industry to launch the enhanced music experience. Now, according to them, the new service is alleged to be called Music Pass and is intended to change the way people use YouTube. Users will be able to download music just like Spotify, iTunes Radio, and Amazon's recently added Prime Music. So, right off the break, what is your take on that, Adequate? And I'll give
I think it's utterly boo-boo. It's horrible. Like, when I read, because somebody tagged me to that link, and I read it, and it was like, aren't you an independent artist? And like my heart kind of like dropped, and I kind of like, what's it called? Got nervous and scared a little bit.
Yeah.
Because as far as me, like I use YouTube, and I find it is a great gateway to interact with people that know your music and want to listen to it. It's so easy to just share a link. Then you could do other things like put links in the description where they could buy your music and stuff like that. Like it was a super highway for us to get our music out there. And now that they're trying to take this opportunity away from us, I mean, I think it's boo-boo, but I think they're going to regret doing that shit. And I also feel that the industry, like the major labels, they're just butthurt that independent artists are making their job a lot fucking harder nowadays.
Yes, they are indeed. I mean, well, it's one of those type of things where in this type of industry, things change. You know what I mean? And basically, you have to learn to adapt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to adapt to it. And a lot of times, what happens is there are certain factors or parameters or certain era of time where certain people become successful when the industry is working a certain type of way. Then all of a sudden, there's this huge change, and they can't adapt. They wind up falling off. But for me, the way I look at it is, listen, one monkey don't stop the whole show. Now, while that is definitely an attack on independent artists, you gotta look at it this way: YouTube isn't the only game in town.
Right.
There you have Dailymotion, which I've had a channel on there for a while, and it's been collecting dust, but it won't be collecting dust anymore. I'll leave a link in the description box too, so you guys can go over there. You can follow it. So basically, this is how I'm going to handle it. Okay. I don't know if this new thing is going to actually affect me, because while I have, managed to do pretty good for myself as far as getting a fan base and everything, I'm still not on the level of some of these bigger, well-known independent artists that are making millions of dollars out there. I'm not on that level yet, but I do have an independent label, my own. You know what I'm saying? Like Under the Dead Entertainment. So I don't know if it's going to necessarily affect me, but even if it does, it's not going to harm me as much, because what I'll do is continue to do what I do on my channel. I continue to talk about skepticism, rationality, and science, and also add other layers to it, because there's more layers to me than that, and it's time that I actually showed that on my channel. And I'll still promote my music here. I'll just send people over to another channel to watch it.
Yeah,
that's all. That's all.
You just have to have an exit route, an escape route, like just in case shit doesn't go how you expected it to. Bomb, you got a backup, And at first I was kind of scared, but then I thought about it, and you guys were talking to me about it. There's other avenues, so just work them also, So
that's all. I mean, plus I see it this way. I've had to struggle with this forever. When I was growing up, a lot of the things that we have now, we didn't have back then, as far as to promote yourself as a musician. We didn't have that. So even them trying to take this away, because I agree with you, this is definitely the larger mainstream music industry trying to they miss being the gatekeepers of music. That's how it used to be. You didn't get your stuff heard, or
if it wasn't through them.
It wasn't through them. New music didn't get broke unless it was through them and through the radio. But now, radio is kind of silly because, first of all, listening to the radio to get new music is foolish nowadays.
Right,
you have so many different avenues to find new music. You don't have to do that. And waiting around for them to play your favorite artists when you can just pop your pod inside the
inside the aux.
Yeah, and just play like that. I mean, things have changed, man, and they want to take some of it back.
And that's where YouTube is going to fuck up at, because if you think about it, there's a lot of signed artists, but they don't really have a lot of content, and because they're under contracts and shit, so they have a limited time to put out this many albums before their shit's up. When you're independent, we can put out shit whenever we want to. So YouTube's going to lose a lot of hits due to that, because I don't think people are going to be too stoked about paying extra in order to download music that they could have downloaded for free in the first place.
Right. I mean, again, they're going to do what they do. This is a power grab, and we should have saw this coming, because for anybody else that's watching this or watches this later, and if you do videos and do live broadcasting here on YouTube, you may have noticed that if you play music, you get these notifications.
Yeah.
You're possibly playing music that you don't have the right to play, or some crap like that. Even in the cases where it's your music. I've got those notifications.
I heard that happened to Gray too on one of the
all the time. It happens,
that's
dude, it happens all the time. It happens all the time. Yeah, it's dumb because they don't really have they're not, and I guess they're not gonna go out of their way to find some sort of apparatus to check to see if the music that's being played on your live broadcast is your own music. So basically, they brush it with a broad brush. Any music that you play, don't do it. And they'll shut you down. They'll stop your broadcasts. Oh, that's what they say. I haven't seen it happen to us yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's happened to somebody else that was out there. But
that's crazy. I was wondering, like, because about the whole net neutrality thing, that they want to push that to end net neutrality. Do you think that's what YouTube is kind of doing in this sense, in a way?
I think I honestly think it's a part of it, because the fact of the matter is, I've often wondered about as far as the signal that people are able to get now, and if they marginalize that and make it so that only the big companies get the strongest signals or whatever, and maybe the other little sites probably won't, so the streaming will be slower or whatever. That could hurt. But like I said, I'm not entirely informed about the entire process, but I'm sure that has something to do with it. And Google's a big company. YouTube's a big company.
The only reason I made the comparison is because it seems like they're trying to control how we use YouTube now. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty much the same with net neutrality in that instance. So.
Yeah, they want to see. The thing is, online for years has been the Wild West.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, a little while ago, my wife did a little research for this report she was doing, and the amount of money that is made online from business owners who start their web stores and things like that, and other transactions, is in the billions. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I know about most governments, and particularly ours, they want to tax shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
They want to tax shit.
Yeah.
And they're still waiting, and I think I definitely think that they're researching and looking at everything, trying to find the best way to rein some of this stuff in. And yeah, man, I definitely think that they're trying to make moves, power grabs. You know what I mean? To try to rein in a lot of this free market going on online. I definitely think they are.
Yeah, I just think that everybody's butthurt. That's it.
Yeah,
They don't ever want the little guys to win, but we're still gonna keep trucking and kill shit. So
yeah, yeah.
fuck you too. No, just kidding. Well, a little bit.
Nah, man, but so like I said, I really wouldn't at this point in time. I'm not gonna panic about it because there's a whole bunch of other sites I can use, and I can still use this one. Yeah, that's the thing they don't understand. And all they're going to succeed in doing is making some other site a popular site because all the indies are going to flock over there to upload their music videos and all that other stuff. So keep it up.
They're gonna be the MySpace of viral videos now. But you know what else they're tripping about? Like, that's not the only site that we can share our music on for free. Like, come on.
Right. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's basically a wrestling match. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's move, counter move, counter move. They make a move, you got to figure out a way to counter. And we, like I said, we indie artists, we underground, independent artists. The struggle is real, and it's always going to be there. So we just got to keep plugging at it until we make a dent in it. That's all. It's not that big of a deal. But one other thing I really want to talk about is how your channel is progressing. You've been on YouTube for a little while, but it's only been fairly recently where you started to put other content on there on a rather consistent basis. And I just got to say that the content that you've been putting on your channel lately is highly entertaining. All right.
Thank you.
And for those watching who aren't aware, give them your. Matter of fact, I'll put a link to. Wait a minute. Do you have that under your lower third?
Actually, I'm about to do it right now. I forgot to do that.
Well, anyway,
I was about to do it, but. Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I will put it in the description box. Go over and check out the videos he has done. Now, I also liked how your subject matter varies. The last one you did about video gamers being violent.
Yeah. Because I had to do something for the gamers. Because the thing is, I started out with the atheist one, and I was like, I don't only want to do atheist stuff.
I feel you.
I want to put skepticism into it and other things. And then I was like, you know what? I love video gaming. Let me tackle the misconceptions of gamers. So,
right.
And then I think it turned out pretty fucking hilarious.
It definitely did. And I know it's getting a good response from everybody that I know that watched it. I know the moment I saw it, I just bust out laughing. So what else do you, like, I know you're doing, you, like me, are trying to really improve your content on your channel. What else have you done towards that goal?
Well, I've been learning how to edit better and learning other programs because I normally use Windows Movie Maker, but now I want to get into Magix Edit Pro and Nero. And also I bought these two bright ass lights, phase lights.
I saw them. I actually had those before.
Yeah, they're like freaking construction worker lights and shit. So I got those, and I got like a lime green tarp, so I can start doing the green screen with the backgrounds and all that shit. Implement that to make my videos. I just want to step it up. Have a better production, a better quality, make it more fun. Get people more into it. So look out for that, and I'm planning to drop another one tomorrow. So yeah, that should be pretty cool.
Man, yeah, I mean, I'm basically in the same boat as you when it comes to that. For me, I've been doing this for a while, and at least since I had another channel before. I was back like in 07 or 06, something like that.
Yeah.
And I started this channel in 2009. Something like that, and it's been a wild ride. You know what I mean? Like, I started out just ranting about different things about religion and stuff like that, and before I knew it, it started taking off, and I had a lot of cosigns from some pretty popular YouTubers, and that definitely helped my channel grow. No question about it. one of my favorites, Wildwood Claire. She definitely gave me a huge shout out in the beginning. Dark Matter 2525, and I've had the Atheist Experience Show take one of my songs and use it as a intro. It's definitely been a wild ride, and I know that as time goes on, content can get stale, and you have to evolve. You know what I mean? You have to. You can't just keep doing the same thing all over. And plus, not only that, but it's about time to start showing more of who you are as a person, other than just the atheist thing. Because don't get me wrong, I'm gonna always talk about that, and I'm always because trust me, there's always some dumb shit going on that needs to be addressed, and it needs to be addressed confidently, without making excuses or without being apologetic about it. You know, just be straight up and call a spade and call out bullshit when you see that it's bullshit. And if more of us did that, No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say because the opposition would do that to us in a heartbeat. Because if you notice this new dude, that new dude, he has a video viraling and he's just talking a bunch of garbage and
he's horrible. But
I think
he's horrible.
Yeah, yeah, he is. Definitely.
He's horrible, man.
I wish people would stop viraling his shit.
Well, you know that's gonna happen, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's like anything else. He's a train wreck. In some cases, people are looking at him like a train wreck, and as much as you don't want to look at it, you can't stop looking at it. The other thing is, what he exposed. I'm gonna tell you the good thing about what he exposed. The good thing was, did you see how many people shared that video? And did you look at the type of comments underneath of it? Are people supporting what he was saying?
Yep, and that just shows you how much work we have to do within this country alone, because these people will push their way to force their views on other people that don't share those same views, and it's the ones that are co-signing it that's going to help make that shit happen.
Right. I just got a message saying that your video is not coming up on the screen.
Hold on, we can play the video?
Well, no. The person who's watching.
Okay.
Yeah, for some reason it's not showing up. But they are saying that they can hear you, so that's a good thing.
Okay, that's a plus, because I can see me. It shows that my camera's on.
Yeah, I see it, but for some reason it's not popping up on the thing. I swear, man. You know, how we talk about that? Let's bring something else up. Okay, First of all, you want to put people through all this nonsense, but you can't get the tech right. Like, come on, man.
Right?
Help us out.
Man. Like, beat me halfway. Like, come on.
Right?
Man,
like, you want to put the YouTube content creators through all of this nonsense and rigmarole and all this, but can you at least get the tech right? Like, at least you would stand on a better basis to have that talk with us if you was giving us A+ quality right there. Like,
and they will probably consider, like, well, you know what, you've been good to us for a long time. But no, right now you're fucking up because people can't see your face.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. This is the one thing, Steve, I think that is overlooked by these big companies. And it's not exclusive to just YouTube. But the content creators is what made YouTube popular. Because there are a lot of different video websites. Yeah. People can upload videos, comment on them, share them, all of that. Yeah. The content providers, it's a whole kit and caboodle of factors as to why YouTube became big and popular. The right timing had a lot to do with it and all that. But trust me when I tell you, the level of popularity that it maintains has a whole bunch to do with the content creators that flocked to it, made interesting videos that kept people coming. I mean, there's literally all types of videos you can find here on YouTube, from tutorials on how to video edit, how to tie a freaking tie around your neck, cooking shit.
Yeah, they even have documentaries on evolution, biology, anything you think of. You type into YouTube, you'll find some variation of that shit. So
and it's the content providers. It's us, and I honestly think that we need to get a little bit more respect for that, because while no one's denying the fact that it doesn't, that we're not saying that it doesn't help us do what we want to do. We are, but at the same time, you can't ignore what we brought to the table. That's having all these
because if it wasn't. Yeah, because it wasn't for us, y'all wouldn't be getting any hits, and that was the point of the site in the first fucking place.
Right.
To get people to make videos, put it up there, get people to come see it, like, subscribe, share, all that shit. So YouTube,
so they can sell, they can get ad money, they can get ad money, which I don't begrudge them trying to get ad money. I don't. You know what I mean? That's part of the business. My whole deal is, man, have a little bit more for the content providers when you make these decisions like that. But if you don't worry about it. You'll just make another site.
Yeah, we'll find another way.
Yeah.
Yep.
The other thing I want to talk about too, and this is one of my favorite topics. You already know. For those who have been following me on Facebook, you know already from some of the posts that I put up there that I am a huge comic geek. Ever since I was a kid, man, I had a friend who introduced me actually to comic books. Like the first one I read was a crossover with DC and Marvel, and it had Superman in the book, Spider-Man, the Hulk, Wonder Woman, all these different characters from the different companies, all in this one book. And I'm sitting there and I'm reading it, and I'm thumbing through the pages, and I'm looking at the artwork, and the story was engrossing, and it was all this action in it, and it just drew me in. And from that point on, I don't even remember how old I was, but from that point on, I was into comics real heavy. And I think there was a point in time where I stopped, but then one day I was in a bookstore, and they had a Rite Aid. It was a Rite Aid, and they had a shelf up there, and they had the comic books on there. I think it was Spider-Man comic books, as a matter of fact. And I went down, reached down, and picked it up, looked at it, started thumbing through it.
Nice.
I was back in it again.
Having flashbacks when you was in your mama's crib. Now I was reading comics, eating Cheetos at the same
time. with sticky hands with peanut butter on.
Yep. Fucking up the pages like whatever, it don't matter.
Right.
It's cool.
See, I didn't know better back then though. I didn't know better not to do that. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
So what have you been? I know you got into comic books kind of heavy fairly recently, right?
Yeah, because of you. You got me back into comic books. Shit. Because like I will always see you post. Because I always see you post about them and tag me, and I'm like, yo, I gotta start reading these shits. And it's
man.
That shit takes you to a whole different universe, man. Like,
yep.
It's ridiculous.
Absolutely. So what are you reading now? What is the ones that you're reading right now? Like,
I'm reading Spawn right now by Todd McFarlane.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, when I was younger, I got into comic books, and it's kind of lame, but I was reading Archie comics a lot, and I love the Archie comics. Whether it was Archie, Betty, Veronica, Jughead, all that shit. And then I used to just love them. And then I went to see the Spawn movie with my dad when he came out. That was like in '97. So saw that movie. I was hooked on it. And we went to the bookstore, got the comics. We got the first 2 comics that came out. And after that, I was just hooked on Spawn. And to have that shit back in my life now is like, wow, amazing. Like, the artwork is different than a lot of other major comic books. And it's more like you know how DC and Marvel, they're more into the dialogue of the scenes and everything.
Right.
What I like about what Todd McFarlane does, he makes it seem like it's like an actual book. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like he's narrating this shit while it's happening, and that makes you even more into it. And since I'm an atheist, and they imply like a lot of the shit that happens, they implement a lot of the shit from like the Bible and whatever, like a lot of religious shit. It makes it even so much freaking better.
Yeah, because the story is good, man. Because I know the one thing about the story, to your point about that, is the same reason why I like the Supernatural show. Because the side of heaven, God and them, they're a bunch of assholes. On the side of hell, they're a bunch of assholes too. So there's no escape from these jerkwads. You know what I'm saying? They basically a bunch of power hungry. They remind me of predator corporations. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they remind me of, man. Like the angels are assholes, the demons are assholes. Like you can't really look at any one of them as a side you would want to side with. If anything, you would want, as bad as humanity is, you would side with humanity because
and that's what I like. My bad, I don't mean to cut you, but that's what I like about Spawn's character and the Origins volumes, because that's how he is. He's like conflicted because he doesn't know if he wants to fuck with the devil or if he wants to fuck with God or whatever. So he's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want to do. You know, I'm gonna get my life back as much as I can. But it's such a crazy story. Then they have like other characters too. This is one chick, I forgot her name, but she's a badass fucking character. And she like how her face looks, like, cause she got like sliced up all over her face, so she has a bunch of stitches all over her, and she got raped by some police officers. So when they try to what happened? They almost hit her. They hit her with a car. She gets hit with a car. Then the police come and get her. They put her in the ambulance. But what they've been doing, they had like not a raid, but like a ring where they were like the paramedics and EMTs that would go in the alley and let the cops have sex with like people that are in comas and shit.
Wow.
And she was one of them. Yeah, she was one of them, and she woke up and she remembered that shit. Then they took her to like this like, you know, like where cargo ships go and all that shit.
Yeah, so like a pier or something.
Yeah, they took her to like a pier, and they send her to this one dude. He used to be a boxer, but now he's like a crazy psycho killer and shit. So he like sliced her arms up and all this other shit, put her body in a bag, dumped it in the Hudson, not the Hudson River, but in the river, some river in New York. And then the shit traveled down, and this voodoo lady picked it up, put her back together, and she resurrected, and then she just started kicking ass from then on out.
Wow.
Got all their ass back. Yeah, it's crazy storyline.
That's a dope ass story. I've been reading. I mean, I'm kind of behind on some stuff that I started out reading, but lately, you know, I've been keeping up with the Avengers. I've been of course reading Thor: God of Thunder, which to me, with the exception of this one little storyline they had, which I thought they could have done without that, it's been pretty consistent with good stories and good artwork. But let me tell you what I found not too long ago, and this brought me back. So my late father-in-law, he was a comic book collector, and I never got a chance to actually meet him because I met my wife after he had already passed. But a lot of the comic books that he had, she still has. We have them in the garage. I was going through there looking at them. I mean, man, he had so many of them. But look what I found. These are official handbooks. That's from like '89. These are official handbooks where they basically give you the origins of certain characters. And they do them in alphabetical order. They give you the origins of certain characters, their power list, where they first appeared, all of that. And he had so many of them. Now this is the one. I think this is the one of the Book of the Dead, where basically it shows you the characters that died. Now the funny thing about these books is some of these characters are no longer dead, because you know what the comic book companies do. They kill off a character, they wait a little while, then somehow they find a way to bring him back to life. You know what I'm saying? So I was laughing as I was going through them, because I remember reading most of these when I was a kid. I no longer had them anymore though, but when I saw these in here, they instantly brought back to me the memories of going through those books and finding out different stuff about the powers and stuff like that. So I've been basically taking a trip down memory lane with a lot of the books that he has. He has a whole bunch of Spawns. He had the and like a true collector, a lot of the books that he thought was going to be worth something, he had 2 copies of them. He had one that he kept sealed in the plastic, never to be touched, and get the oils of your skin on it. And he had one that he would read, that he could take out, he could read and thumb through it and all that like that. Man, I'm telling you, it's still so many books in there. Mind you, they told me he had way more books than that. He had enough books where he could have opened a whole damn comic book shop. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know we're gonna have to talk about those Spawn comics, right?
Oh, dude. Yeah.
I mean, I'll put like honestly, I'll put down money to get those. Seriously.
Man, you know, it's funny that you say that because what they told me about him was that he would go to these flea markets and stuff like that with the intent on selling some of the comics. And when people would come to the table, they see here all of these really cool comics. They would go to buy one, and he would be like, "Oh, I'm not selling that one." So he would leave without selling it.
He was a hoarder. That's why he was like, "I can't let him go. It's so much sentimental value. Fuck that. It's not worth much." No.
Right.
So I might give it to you. You might just ruin the entire book, man. No.
You don't really appreciate the story and the art of this.
Right. You don't understand it like I do, man.
Right. I need to keep this. But but you know, the fact is that my love for the whole genre of comic books is what it really inspired me to want to do one myself. And that's what me and Graydon are working on right now. And like I said, I'm pretty confident that when people see the type of the work that we've done with it, they will see that this is not a vanity project where we're just doing it because we can. You know, no, this is a serious project. We have a couple of serious artists on this. These guys are really excellent artists. Like, I've seen my fair share of comic book artwork over the years, so I think I'm a pretty good judge of it. The stuff that I like, you know, and these guys are right up there with some of my favorites. You know, like the Kubert family and Jim Lee. Like these guys are right up there with them as far as the skill. And I think people are going to really like the artwork and the story. We're still putting it together, but yeah.
I agree with that because you showed me some of the pictures and them shits blew me the hell away, man.
Yeah.
Because it has since it's a comic book, you don't want to bite off of what's already been done as far as like the style of the drawings. And I think the look that you guys are going with is an awesome fucking look.
Yeah.
I think it'll make you guys. It'll make the comic distinguished. You know.
Yeah.
So good job to those artists.
I definitely hope so. We're working hard on it. Trying to create these stories, it forced me to exercise a certain part of my brain that I ordinarily don't do because I'm a writer anyway. You know, I write songs, but this is a completely different way of communication when you're writing these type of stories. And the surprising thing is, well, I guess I shouldn't have been that surprised. I guess me reading all these years, going through these comic books, of how well me and Graydon was at putting these stories together and the concepts together. So I'm really anxious to get a lot of this stuff done so we can present it to y'all, so y'all can take a look at it, read it. We're also doing an album, which is a soundtrack to the comic book. So that's dope too. And I'm hoping my fondest wish would be that one of these days our characters that we've created will be looked upon with the same reverence by an audience as Marvel characters, DC characters, Image characters, Wildstorm's characters. You know, that's what I would hope. And
I definitely think we have the capability of doing that.
Like, oh yeah, man. I'm pretty confident.
It'll take time, but shit, why not? Why not shoot for that?
Absolutely. Well, our show is going to be a little abbreviated today, but I did want to once again thank everybody that came to watch. That commented. I saw Ogma commented. He was up in here.
Ogma, what up?
And Marissa, she was on it.
Yo.
I really appreciate you guys coming through and supporting the show. And of course, all the people that supported our campaign and are coming to the Celestial War Show. I cannot stress how much I am looking forward to this entire thing, to the museum thing, taking the pictures and video footage and just performing with y'all. I'm telling you, this place that we're having the show is called Infused Restaurant Lounge. It's in Temple Hills, Maryland. I'm telling you, the food there is excellent.
Man,
we did one time before to watch. I went there one time before to watch MC Brooks perform, and man, that food was incredible.
Nice.
The portions were a bit small for me because I'm like 240, so I need.
You need a platter. You don't need no plate. You rock with a platter, man.
Right, I kind of need a platter over there. I need like a whole buffet right there. You know what I'm saying? But they were a little small, but it was very, very well. You know what I mean? It tasted very good. And on top of that, when we went down there to handle the other details of the show and stuff, they definitely, one thing I say about the owners and the people that run the place, definitely very receptive to the needs of their customers and to us. Very cooperative. So I want to give a shout out to them too, and really cannot wait to see you guys when you get out there.
All I gotta say,
I wish
you guys are gonna be kicking it up like hard, man.
Oh yeah. I wish, man. I swear, I wish it was possible for you to come, because when we did that performance in Washington, Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, that shit was fun.
Man, that was one of the funnest performances I've had, because I had you on one side, had Ogma on the other side. We was killing it.
Yeah, that shit was killing it. For me, I'm like more reserved when I meet new people and shit. But since I've already got to know you guys like online and shit, I just feel like right at home. And then when we got there, it like that was the first time that I went to a show that people already knew who I was beforehand. And, like that feeling is fucking amazing. Like nothing tops that. Nothing.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing too. Because basically it's like you being a football team and you playing at home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is your home crowd. These people already know who you are. They already support you. Know your music. Know all everything about you. So they really go hard.
Yeah, and it really takes the edge off a lot. So the thing, the members that are going this time that didn't make the Seattle one, I know they're in for a treat. They're gonna embrace that shit, and it's gonna be fucking awesome. It's gonna be an experience they never had before, and it's gonna be one that they want to continue, because I know I want to be there, but I still know you guys are gonna have a great fucking time and do a good job.
Yeah! So is there anything that you want to promote before we go?
Just basically my YouTube. You guys check out my YouTube page. Check out the videos. I have about 7 or 8 videos up. I'm gonna put out another one tomorrow. Also have music on Bandcamp and the link. Actually, the YouTube link is in my lower third also. And I'm working on another album with another GU producer, JB. It's gonna be called Rap. Yeah, it's gonna be called Rap-O-Matics, the Hip Hopper's Guide. So you guys be prepared for that. It's gonna be kind of a big day. So
awesome. As far as me, first thing I want to definitely promote the Ryukin Versus release. I've been listening to it damn near nonstop since it came out, and Graydon and Gats did a phenomenal job. And I happen to be on there too, by the way. But yeah, man, they did a phenomenal job. It sounds every song sounds top notch. They really put their work into this. Also, be on the lookout for the Celestial War project between me and Graydon's collab. Graydon's a very busy man lately. He's putting in a lot of work.
Oh yeah,
he's putting in a lot of work.
Yeah.
He's only handling his business, and of course, you guys already know where you can find my music and my artist page. Tombstone the Dead Man. Just go to Facebook, find that. That's usually, honestly, I spend a lot of time on that site. So if you really want to get in contact with me, that's probably the way to do it. I want to thank everybody that came out. Thank Marissa, thank Ogma, thank everybody else that came out.
Yeah.
And we will talk to you guys later.
Peace.
Peace.